If you walked into a room and heard the leader look at the room and say, I don't know, what do you think? What would you think? Would you see that as a weakness or a strength? Today, I want to challenge you about how you think about leadership and questions. But before I go any further, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Denise Miller, your Leadership Lady Live, and I discuss all things communications and leadership. I invite you to share this video, to like it, to subscribe to my channel so that you can get more tips as they come out. Now, let's go back to what we were discussing. We've been taught that leaders must have all the answers, but we've learned, or I've come to learn, that the best leaders don't have all the answers, and they admit that they don't have all the answers. And there's a powerful science behind why this works. Let's explore the question advantage. First, understand that questions engage critical thinking. When you tell someone what to do, it's all about their memory. They just do it by rote. But when you ask them what they think, you're activating their problem-solving skills and abilities and their creativity. You're engaging their brains to think more. Which do you think creates a better outcome? Generally, it's the creative outcome. Second, understand that when you ask questions, people take ownership. You build that into them. They have a vested interest in the outcome. People support what they help create. You know that for yourself. When your team arrives at a solution through your questions rather than your directives and your instructions, they're invested in making it work because they came up with the answers. Third, there are answers to your questions that will fill in significant information that's critical to the success of your project. Your team has those answers. And the fourth thing is really amazing. As a leader, your biggest blind spot is that you don't even know what you don't know sometimes. And it's when you allow your team to answer questions that those blind spots are uncovered so that you have a much better outcome. Remember that questions from your team will surface that hidden information. There are three leadership question categories that I'd like you to consider. The first are strategic questions. Those are the questions that are, what are the real problem that we're trying to solve? Or what would success look like in the next 6 months? These questions help your team to look at the bigger picture and then to align their goals to that bigger picture. The next are the development questions. And those questions are a little bit more subjective. What would you do if you were in my position? Or what resources would help you to succeed? That helps your team look at things from a little bit of a different viewpoint. These questions grow your people while you're gathering insights and while they're gathering insights as well. One of the other great things are the discovery questions. When you look at your team and you earnestly want to know, what am I not seeing? Or what questions should I be asking that I'm not asking? These discovery questions tap into your team's collective wisdom. And sometimes we, as leaders, think that we know so much more. We're sometimes significantly more educated. But I've always maintained that the people who do the job have the best information. Now, there's a shift in mindset, and this is the leadership paradox. Your team's mindset shifts when you become comfortable in asking them questions. When you say, I don't know, what do you think? your team will begin to see you as more knowledgeable than when you're just giving directives and instructions. They also see you as more trustworthy because you're being authentic, you're being vulnerable. Now, when you're comfortable enough in your own skin and in your own leadership to ask your team what they think and prioritize finding the best answer rather than just being right because you're in charge, that really is a big boost for the relationship between you and your team and among your team members. So I would challenge you in your next team meeting, start out with this question. What's the one thing that we should be talking about that we're not? And then be quiet, listen, take notes. You will be really surprised by what emerges. Your team has been burning with things inside that they wanted to say, but didn't really know how to say it because they didn't know how you would react or how it would affect you. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. Leadership is really much more about asking the questions that will lead your team to the best solutions possible together. Now, I'd like to invite you to join our High Road Leadership Masterclass for leaders. It will transform your leadership. It will help you work alongside your team members because you'll be working alongside other leaders in the High Road Leadership Mastermind Leadership Circle who are committed to their own growth, to the growth of their organizations and their teams. And you will sharpen each other. One of my favorite books says, as iron sharpens iron, so one individual sharpens another. And that's just what happens in these mastermind learning circles. They're more than just networking. They're intimate communities of somewhere between 8 and 12 people, and we tackle the real life, real business situations that you encounter, and everyone grows together. Just shoot me an email at my email, which is in the comments, or connect with me via my website, and I will send you all of the information. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen today, and I wish you a wonderful balance of the day.